Yo, yo, yo. We are live. It's another episode of Drawn Talk. It's your boy Tyler. We have an intense live show for you guys tonight. So intense that we're not bringing out the knife. We're bringing out the throwing axe. My freaking name is engraved to this thing. So right before you take a headshot, you're going to be like, Tyler Carpenter. So, I've got two awesome guests on. One of them is the reason why this shit started. But before I bring them in and before I introduce the chat, we just gotta play this music. So here we go. Strong talk. All right, there we go. And that's why I pay $10 a month just for that one video, everyone. All right, let's bring in the guests and have them introduce themselves, and then after that, I'm gonna get to the chat. Boom, there they are. Look at those. Well, we can't see you. We can't see you, Larry, but we know you're sexy.
Well, you'll see me in a minute. I'm just doing something here.
He's brushing.
He doesn't
his
have any
teeth.
pants on, so he's got to get ready.
Right?
All right, Nicholas,
not wearing pants.
tell us who you are and what you're about, man.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah. I'm Nick Mueller, and I am the creator of Demon Hunter Raven. And I believe you should be doing work for free. That's my stance. Let's go.
Whoa!
You thought you had
You
a
thought it was
friend
gonna
in
be
this,
easy, huh?
Larry?
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. All right, Larry, tell us who you are and what you're about.
Man, it's me. It's LP. Rebel Gaming, Rebel Comics, Niobe Comics, late for dinner, man. Apparently I started a shitstorm. So all right.
What's new?
So nothing unusual.
Yeah, fuck, nothing different here, man.
All right, guys, let's get into the chat. We got here Brian Ball saying the answer is no. Brian, guys, I'm not gonna say anything yet because I'm still working on the deets. But Brian hooked me up the other night. He called me drunk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's not new.
yeah, and
I never got a drunk call from Brian yet.
he hooked me up with something really cool. So it's something that will be a year out, but excited for that. We got the Flock saying Flock no, and thanks for coming. Nicholas Mueller, oh, that's you, man. Where is my book? I'd play that. I just don't want to get demonetized. Calvary Collective, that's Paul. It's our boy Paul saying, let's go, everyone. Bump back 2021. Excited for that. I'm ready for this beautiful Silly Goose time. Rhythm Comics starting it off. If you will believe in it, pay for it. Or better said, put your money where your mouth is. Absolutely. This is gonna be a good one, guys.
Hot one, Tyler.
we got Specs Vision in this house. How you doing, Specs? Specs, by the way, guys, Specs went through some stupid shit this last week. I called out the creator. The creator screenshotted a bunch of things that of private conversations between him and Specs. Called him out, and I went to the groups and was like, dude, stop this bullshit. Like quit it out. A bunch of other creators did as well, and then he deleted it all. But
the drama, dude.
Dude, there is drama going on. Massive Panda in the house. What's going on, Tyler? Dude, we're just gonna have a silly goose time. Massive. Let's see. You should use your lo-fi avatar for your intro now. Oh, I should.
Oh yeah.
I should. I do enjoy that thing. That thing took me a while. Time to cancel Tyler for accepting starving artists to work for free. Nick is losing because of free commission work. He has 5 kids, people. Help a brother out.
5 kids to feed, man. He's got 5 kids to feed. Look.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. It's ramen noodles for the next few months, guys.
We got full custom hot dog. This better be a silly goose time now. I just did a page on chefs today. I colored it at work, and it's like the cameo page. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 or 7 Easter egg cameos in there. Because it was the best place to throw a crowd of people, in there. 90% of comic groups are drama. That's why I stay out of them. KO321. Hey Tyler. KO321. How are you? All right. Guys, let's get into this.
We have to.
Yes, Larry.
You got us into this mess. You gotta get us out now.
You started this, and you will finish it. This thing's legit sharp, so I gotta watch out because I cut myself.
I didn't start this gangster shit.
Okay, so real quick, but I have this all structured out because I want us to be as professional as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so I have this all structured out. So before we get, I'm going to show the post. I'm going to show the comments from Larry's, and then, but before I do all that, I want us to all state in like a sentence or like a 2 to 3 sentences what our stance is on this. Nick, you can go first.
The answer is obviously no. Put value and money behind your name. Simple as that.
Boom. Larry.
Man, it's like this. There are too many creators trying to profiteer off the hard work of an artist. It's the art job is the longest part and the hardest part of the process of making comic books, man. If anyone should be compensated, it's them.
Boom. And then my stance is pay your artist. However, this is a controversy. However, if that artist is okay with doing free work, let them do free work. However, writers, if you're going to get an artist who's going to do free work, you get what you paid for. So if that artist randomly skedaddles after 3 pages and goes out, it's over. But we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Larry, I was supposed to be drawing tonight, but you brought the drama here.
Dude, I'll tell you, maybe it's the kidney stones that got me irritated. I don't know. But I woke up this morning like I normally do, and I, turn on the computer and I'm scrolling through the Facebook, and I see this post about 8 pages, for free for an anthology.
But also, it's not just what was said in the post, Larry. Let's be honest. It's also who said. It's also who said.
Well, sure. It's no secret that Rob and I haven't gotten along for a while now. For a couple of years now. You know what I mean? There was a time when Rob and I saw eye to eye, and we drifted, I guess. But look at this: looking for an artist who is new. So right there, big capital letters, who is new, right? So that's sort of like, hey man, you want some exposure?
I love that word.
Right? And wants to work on an 8-page comic book story because, goddamn, we're going to propel you, motherfucker. Not paid, but and that's like not paid. You ain't getting shit. You're getting nothing. But part of a big anthology series.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a win-win to me, guys. I mean, come on. That sounds awesome.
So there's a couple things to unravel. First off, this is Dillard Draws. I think Dillard and I have the same opinions where it says anyone new needs to be doing free art, but the artist needs to be doing the soliciting.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, Nick, as an artist?
So it's kind of a double-edged sword there, because a lot of times we don't even think about who we're teaming up with. The names behind the person that you're going to be working with, because the artist is going to do the heavy lifting. I don't think there's any denying there. The writer is going to be conceptualizing a lot of the idea, making sure that the story is good, but it's up to the artist to basically be the director, the casting person, and just staging all that stuff there. And you might be taking on free work, but you're not accounting for the conceptualization, designs, all the heavy lifting that goes into that part. So if you're going to take on something free, there's so much that you're sacrificing in the process. Maybe the only reason I could think of maybe doing something of like this is if you owe someone a favor, like they went out of their way to help you with something huge, big or something. This is the only time that I would say that this is a legit thing that you should be doing. But some guy soliciting people for 8 pages, I mean, okay, to some of us, hey, that's 8 pages. How many hours is that though? I mean, Tyler, how long is it taking you to draw 8 pages right now?
That's probably geez. And it's actually, I'm pretty fast, but you're looking at like 3, 4, 5. You're looking a week. You're looking 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that's time away from your family, socializing. Just that's time away from your own stuff. And business, no one else is going to trade that out. Your time, your time is worth money. And so, and a lot of times it's how are you trading your time? I mean, a lot of people don't realize, like, when you go to work, when you're paid hourly, you're trading your time for a service.
Yes.
So as artists, we also need to think of that too. How long does it take you to color, ink, draw, and do character designs, come up with background designs? Like, there's so much involved in that. What are you trading for that? So you might be doing something free for exposure, but what are you trading actually for that?
For sure.
And let's add in that you're not drawing your own stuff, right? So if you're drawing your own pages, you already kind of know what you want. You're trying to draw someone else's layout, and there's a little bit of back and forth with that where you're like, hey, does this look good or does that look good? You know what I mean?
Also a big problem with doing free art is, like, let's say I've never met Nick and he says, hey, I'm looking for an artist to do a 4-page story. And I go, okay, I'll do it for free. And then I do the pages for free. I read his script, but then Nick is like, ooh, can you do this? And now I start doing the redraws. Like there's a lot of planning just before you even start doing the comic book page. And that's just time. I remember I actually did an 8-page story once for someone for free. And it was an anthology. And I remember by the 5th page, I was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this. And then anytime that the writer would be like, hey, can you change this? Blood boils. I finished it now, but was it my best work? Not even close. In fact, I showed Nick this. Let me show this. So this actually was the very first comic that I did when I got into the scene. It's called The Fifth Pentacle. See this? You see that spine? Bobby Altman and Tyler Carpenter. I did this whole thing for free. Now, this is what you got, by the way, for free.
Looks gorgeous.
Is that stellar work, Larry, or what?
It's the best work I've ever seen you do, man.
So here's the thing, guys. I'm friends with Bobby. Bobby's freaking awesome. And Bobby was like, this is my very first script. And I was like, well, I've never drawn a comic for someone. This will be a good fit. So it worked for us. Well, but by the 50th page, I was like, I can't do this ever again because I want to do my own stuff. And then as you start getting better, you go, okay, I can start charging people. Now with this post, if we analyze this, also just finishing off with what Dillard said, the artist needs to be doing the soliciting. I'm friends with a guy named Frank Martin. He's an awesome writer. He just finished his Kickstarter, The Polar Paradox. Awesome book. And I had this idea. I wanted to do like this psychological comic book. I tried writing it myself. I couldn't do it. I knew Frank and I have been friends for 5 years. I was like, Frank's a good writer. I hit him up. I said, hey, Frank, you write the story for me. I'll do the book. And then I give you the print file. And we each get the print file. We do whatever we want. No one owns it. And he was like, yeah, he spent 3 weeks writing it. I spent 3 weeks drawing it. And then we both got the print file in the end. But it wasn't like Frank saying, hey, Tyler, like, I don't know. It's weird because it's me asking, I knew I was going to be doing the heavy lifting, I guess. So I guess that's why it makes it okay for an artist to do it, right?
It's rare in most cases. Like artists don't normally approach writers to go do that stuff because they're usually, in most cases, will go off and make a webcomic.
Yeah,
they'll go off and do something themselves because they can do it.
Mm-hmm. I guess
not saying it's always good though.
I guess I did it unique. Yeah, I guess I did something unique. But I was friends with Frank, and I knew the thing that I wanted. So let's look into this post because
well, hold on. I just want to clarify one thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like a couple of buddies getting together and doing a comic book is a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, that's how Niobe got started. You know, what I'm saying is soliciting for a random artist out on the internet and saying free work may not be the best way to go. You know, if he's your buddy and he's into it, that's cool. Yeah. But basically what you're asking is, work for hire, but work for hire for free.
That's true. That's actually a good point. I would never go to someone who I wasn't good friends with and just throw that out there. Because Frank and I have had a 5-year working relationship. I can be like, hey dude, do you want to do something for fun? You're absolutely right. Now this post, Brian says this post is predatory and looking for an artist who is new. That's a big part.
Yep.
New. Because a new artist.
Well, he's trying to appeal to those people that desperately want to get into the business.
Yeah.
Right.
New and big anthology.
And people who might be naive to some of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
New.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. New, not paid, but big anthology. you like red flag.
But to a new up and comer, big anthology, that can mean something else completely. Like we're seeing it from our perspective of like, oh man, don't get yourself into that. But someone that's just coming in, that's looking to get recognition, get into groups, network, get into these areas. This can be very, like what Brian said, very predatory. Like this is something that might be very genuine to someone jump onto. You know, big. Like, oh, what type of big? Who's all getting this? Who's it going out to? Who's going to see my stuff? You know.
Yeah. And if you actually look into the post, it's for Specs said it. It's the comic book school. It's Buddy Scalera. I don't know who that is personally.
Never heard of him a day in my life.
Well, that's not good because he's supposed to be this big mainstream guy.
So I heard.
And I was going through the thread, and so like I was like, compensate somehow. And then Tom Hutchinson, good friend of Larry's, says, give him comps or something. And Rob actually replied, and he said that you can't do comps because it's just a PDF only anthology.
Okay, now I didn't even see that. Right.
What?
So back in because Heather had shut off comments for the for the post, and I told her, I said, kick me out, man. You know what I mean? Like if this is a problem for you, then you need to remove me. She didn't remove me, So I didn't even realize he said no to the comps, and I didn't know that it was simply a digital thing either.
Yeah. So some traps that they'll do, and I say traps because I've been trapped. Like we're not talking about this just to be rude. Like we've been in this. Like I've been in tons of anthologies. Every anthology except one anthology that I did, which was created by Jack Holder. He did the Why Faith anthology. Every other anthology I've ever been part of, I was told I'd get comps, and then afterward, it was like, okay, here's the PDF print file. You can print it yourself.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Yeah. Now Travis Gibb just did a Cthulhu Invades Oz anthology, and this is like talk about above and beyond. The book got funded, and then he said, "Hey everyone, I created a special hardcover creators edition only."
Oh wow!
So he not only did he paid every creator, by the way.
Holy cow!
He paid every creator, just a small a page rate, and then he printed. If you backed the paperback book, which was like $20, he'll send you. He's gonna send the creator the paperback, and he created a hardcover edition. That's only for the creators. So Jack Holder creating an anthology where you get the physical book, and then Travis Gibb just going above and beyond. That's awesome. But a PDF only one, that's bullcrap. Also, they do this also with like The Advocator, which is Rob Anderson's anthology. You're familiar with The Advocator, Niobe? I mean, Larry? Jeez.
I am familiar with The Advocator. In fact, I don't know if it was Advocator 1 or 2, but I even submitted Niobe to be like part of a reward in their Kickstarter, right? So like if they got The Advocator, they got a PDF of Niobe number 1. Like I said, there was a time when Rob and I were friends. Hard to believe, but yeah. So, yeah, I'm familiar.
And one thing with The Advocator is I got a copy of The Advocator. And I was actually, I talked with the creator. I won't say which creator I talked with, but I was kind of shocked with the quality of the book. The printer, it wasn't like the stories per se; it was the printer. Like the pages were blurry inside, and I was like, oh, like this isn't good. Here's the Why Faith anthology. They put it in a nice paperback, and they sent it to all the creators, and whatnot. It's a beautiful book. But yeah, that post is predatory because you see new artists, and like you said, Nicholas, a new artist who's trying to get in the game, they see that go, oh, big anthology. And I mean, I'm not saying that I know everyone, that we know everyone, but I don't know who Buddy Scalera is.
I mean, I'm sure we can Google them, but
Well, let's go here because I asked you, can I have the? Oh, hold on. I asked for the link to this, and Larry, you sent it to me. It's actually in there, but let's go. So Larry, do you want to read out your initial post though?
Are you gonna put it on screen?
It's right. Oh, frick. So this is Larry just having to post something and then causing all this. I don't know if you can see that, Larry.
You gotta make that bigger than that, dude.
Oh crap! Oh crap!
Whoa,
Luke
look,
Skywalker.
I am pretty damn cute. All right.
Look at those friends, by the
All right.
way.
Some good
What's that?
friends.
Look at the friend. Look at those good-looking friends.
Yeah, I know, right? Some cool peeps there, man. Especially that Nicholas Mueller guy.
I see Brian Ball in there as well, man.
Yeah. Free work. Maybe I should cover this on a video later in the day, which I did. And the answer here is just say no. Just say no to drugs, kids. Okay, just say no. Nancy Reagan. Too many people that are out there trying to build their legacy off the efforts, time, and hard work of others without pay is BS to me. I have never asked anyone to do something for free in which it would be reproduced for sale. People have offered to do things for free, which is a different story.
Right.
Hence, Nicholas Mueller said, "Hey, I'm willing to draw us a cover, man, for free." Boom. Yeah, okay, we'll take that offer. And then I went and paid for the coloring, right? So we have a cover, right? That's how it works,
Yes. For the record, he stole that image from me. Draw and talk. Wait, what image?
I did steal.
This one?
Here's the fucking crazy thing about this.
You don't
Tyler,
steal
right?
memes from Brian.
No, I borrow a lot from Brian.
That's dangerous.
But here's the thing: when this was going down, right? That post, that you showed earlier, right, in the Facebook group, Brian had this up at the same time.
Like coincidentally, you think?
Yeah, like coincidentally, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking gold. Rip. You know what I mean?
Rip. So I actually let me pull it up. YouTube this. Oh, is this? Oh, never mind. It's an hour live stream. Never mind.
Oh, me?
No. But if you go to here, let me just share my screen again. So I found the website. Share screen. Okay. So I thought this was gonna be like a 5-minute video, but this is it. This is the comic book school. So this is what the anthology is for. Says Comic Book School is kicking off the second 8-page challenge and the second anthology to guide comic book learning among the next wave of comic book professionals. Project leader is Buddy Scalera, D. Alley. I still don't know these two. Now Ari Rubin, I know Ari because I've done several projects with Ari. In fact, the Why Faith book that I just showed, I did a 4-pager with him on that. I just did a 4-pager with him last year on that. Okay, actually, here we go. This is actually so funny. You guys ready? You ready for this?
Oh, dude, lay it on me.
This is okay. So this is actually why I'm actually really big into free work. In the idea of doing free work, if an artist solicits it. So at the beginning of my channel, probably 10th video, I said if I can reach 200 subscribers, I'll do a writer giveaway where I'll draw 3 2-page stories for people. I got there and I said, okay, pitch me a crime story in the comments and I'll pick the best 3. I picked the best 3, and then one of them was Ari's. I drew the 2-pager for free, and then he's hired me ever since. So depending on
that's a whole entire different game though. So that's like selling yourself in a different manner. This guy's predatorily looking for someone to basically put out content for him.
That's true.
As in where you're looking to make content to serve yourself. And in business, that's like selling yourself. This I don't know who this guy is. I don't know Rob, whoever put up this post. He just added me on Facebook last week. So I have no clue who this guy is. But like unless it's like someone like Larry who has a name, who is got content already that who can deliver you out to a wider pool, from a business standpoint, you need to kind of think of where some of these people stand. And not to say it meanly either, but it's like, some of us don't have that same reachability, don't have that same extension.
So the reason why that 8-page comic I did for an anthology at one time, the reason why I did that was I thought that the writer that I was doing that with, I thought they were going to help me make moves. I thought it was I thought it was a good position.
Right.
Like when they asked me to do it, I was like, oh, I've seen this guy do stuff. So if I do this 9-pager, when he asks, he'll ask me to do something in the future. And it didn't work out that way.
Rarely does, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Rarely does. Yeah. I mean, look at the thing, like 2 out of 3 people that I did that free comic book for, one of them, actually hired me. Guys, I Google Buddy Scalera. I there's nothing on him.
Come on,
Where
man.
is
There's
it?
gotta be something. There's gotta be something.
No, Larry, you type in Buddy Scalera, and I mean, there he is, buddyscalera.com. Content strategist, digital marketer, Jedi.
It's not like one of those things when you start up a Kickstarter, then in your Kickstarter messages, they're like, "Hey, we're a marketing firm. We can help get your book funded. All you gotta do is give us $50."
Okay, so here we go.
All right,
That's
now we got some
Deadpool.
stuff.
I've
Okay.
never heard of them.
So there's some Deadpool. Okay, so he's done some Deadpool. I'm waiting to say a new word. Agent X. Okay, so he's done some Marvel. Okay, so now Larry, knowing that this is the guy who's setting up the anthology and he's done work for Marvel, what are your thoughts on this?
Should have money to pay for 8 pages.
Yep.
That's what I think. I don't think you should be out there soliciting for free work when you're a well-established creator. If you're looking for someone to do a job, you pay them. Listen, I paid in the last 6 months a small fortune to get my book done.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's what kind of bothers me a little bit about this is that the other people are just out there like fucking begging for free work.
That's true. I 100% agree with that because I'm like right now I'm talking with an artist to work on a book, and it's been a while since I've hired an artist,
Mhm.
and we talked like you get to the big number when you add it all up, and I went, oh my gosh, and he goes, yeah man, but I'm giving you a discount. I went, that's a discount. I went, that's so much money.
John Dillard says Larry's live streams are 15 minutes of content and an hour 30 of intro and outro. Oh yeah, brother.
Also, Rhythm Comics Dogecoin to the moon, dude. I sold my Dogecoin because it's so risky and there's nothing backing it. Even if Elon Musk tweeted about it today, and I lost too much money trying to go out do AMC this week.
All right, I'll start giving Brian credit on memes. I didn't know that was a thing.
You steal. I've seen people steal Brian's memes, and then he'll be in the comment section saying you stole that from me.
Oh,
My sketchbook saying that's taking a loss, Tyler, to further your brand. Yes, it's free on the terms. Your video tagline is misleading. Should lead beware of free work. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's true. Okay. Because I guess we're all saying the same thing. I'm just saying, like, I'm okay with doing free work as long as it's the artist looking for it.
yeah.
But then it comes to that Dan Olvera. There he is.
Oh, we got Dan's in the chat too, by the way.
Oh, there we go. It says free work should not exist. Yeah, most of the people that don't charge are up and comers that are barely starting in the gigs. Yet no one should be offering up free work for its lack of respect for your time and talent. And some might say they don't live off this and so such, but either way, working for free blows. When you have something good to offer people wanting to pay, will always reach out. Now, lack of respect for your time, that's a great. Now, talent, see, like that, like when I pull out an old book that I did 6-7 years ago, I go, yeah, this, to me, I look at this and I go, that's free work. Like, it looks like free work. But I guess, if the person had been, hey, Tyler, I'll pay you $300 a page, I'll probably spend 2-3 days per page. I don't know. But it is up and comers though. Now, is it wrong though for up and comers to ask for free work? Like Nick, you said before we started that you used to be like the free work guy.
Yeah. So way back about 15 years ago, I'll stop doing this. That's annoying. About 15 years ago, before like Facebook and that stuff were taking steam, and you had all these groups, and before Kickstarter and Indiegogo were even a thing, if you wanted to get published and have someone like DC, Marvel, or even get hooked up into those teams, is you had to have a portfolio, and you had to be published. Well, how do you get published if you've never been published before? So the thing that a lot of guys like us were doing is we did anthology work. The thing is, you had to go find someone that was putting together an anthology. So then you had to go hook up with with another writer that had the same outlook that you wanted to do. Well, neither one of you have money, so then the idea was like, hey, we're gonna work together, and we'll both try to get a resume going. We'll get a portfolio saying like, hey, yeah, we got published, because at that time they would only look at you if you had published work behind your name to show that you could keep a schedule or that you could even produce on scale of some sort. So the problem is that they were so sketchy and so shady that a lot of times you'd be picking up 8 to 12 pages just to get a resume going, just to get a published gig. Because if you wanted to work for DC or Marvel, you had to have something on your name. And so many things fell through that I think for a whole year I was doing nonstop free work just to build up a portfolio. That by the end of the year, I wiped myself out because I was working 2 jobs. Then at night I'd stay up all night just drawing constantly, and I got severely sick. I ended up in the hospital from just basically dehydration. So things have changed, though. That's not how we do things anymore. You can go and make your own books, which not to say you couldn't do that back then, but just like if you wanted to go work for a company, for a publisher, you had to have credit behind your name. So and if you wanted to go that route, it was kind of sketchy. So I did like several like fan comics with people, shortlisted books by people that aren't even around anymore, like guys that aren't even, you don't hear their names, period. But I think I did like 12 titles that have, I think only 3 of them saw the light of day, and then they only got distributed to maybe like 20 people.
Yeah, that's the problem with like these anthology things. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
you're gonna do it for free, but like, what do you get out of it? I was
right.
published. That's really it.
Yeah. And back then that was kind of the biggest thing that you're going for, because who you wanted to draw Spider-Man, you wanted to draw Batman, you wanted to be the next Spawn, like you wanted to keep working on your skills. So as from an artist point of view, you didn't have Facebook to go and create these groups. You didn't have Instagram even to go in and solicit to these large groups. It was, you went to conventions, you found Marvel's editorial team, or you found DC's random editorial team whenever they were doing random ones, or you hooked up with other people in Artist Alley. And you had to have something with you. You had to show that you had the ability to do it, because we didn't have Instagram to show up like, hey, here's my 30 images. I've got 30,000 followers. It's like, hey, here's my page. Oh, cool. You look like Jim Lee. Oh yeah, let's do something. It was based on work quality, not on pre-made fan bases or building up in that sort of sense.
Cheryl Morris says, I used to do tons of work for free. I only do free work on my OnlyFans. Just throwing it out there, every Super Bowl performer does the halftime show for free. That's interesting.
That's why they suck.
Side note, oh man, this comes back to manga. Okay, I'm ready for this. Side note, you can't write off free work on your taxes. What's considered published, though? I mean, if they just see that, oh yeah, I was in this book, they are like, oh, good job. Now this is now, so then we had Calvary Collective saying I'm paying a painful amount of money in my book. Scott, I've paid so much money. Rhythm Comics, I'm $8,000 invested in my first comic. I mean, when I did 14 issues with Travis Martinez. I mean, I was out. I think with all the Kickstarters and Indiegogos we did on the books, I think we didn't break even. We didn't break even. Larry, have you broken even on books?
Just starting to now. After 6 years. Is it at a point where, like, might have a little bit of money left over for the next book? Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
6 years.
But what makes so Larry, you could though. Let's talk about this. You, Larry, have people know you. They know you have a show. At this point, you might be able to say, "Hey, you'll be the artist of Niobe." What stops you then from getting that free work, that potential free work? Because there could be someone who's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw Niobe. I know Niobe," and then like you offer them like, I don't know. That's another thing is they offer. All right,
run that scenario by me again. I was a little lost there.
Yeah. Hey Larry, you're the creator of Niobe. Big book I've seen before, and you're a popular creator. I'll draw your book for free for 50% of the profits.
No.
Talk to us why.
No, because I don't give profits away. I'm a big fan of freelance work. I like hiring an artist. I like paying a page rate. I like at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, that the risk is mine, but the rewards are mine. I don't give ownership of Niobe. I don't do a profit sharing of Niobe. It's usually mercenaries for hire, and if they, they're not really even underneath a contract. Maybe contracts will have to become a thing, but right now, none of my guys, other than the letterer, has a contract, and that's because he always uses contracts. So, these guys could up and leave me next book tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's the risk of doing it that way. But the cool thing about doing it that way, though, is if they stick with me, and right now they are, we're just going to get bigger, bigger, and bigger, and, Dan said, hey, we did really well with this book, possible I can get a few extra bucks for the next one. And I said, sure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we can all grow,
Like, to keep Travis for 14 issues, we worked together for 3.5 years. There's no way you're keeping on someone that long for free.
Yeah.
Like Brian Ball, how much has he dropped on just to keep Luigi because he doesn't want anyone else taking him?
I don't blame him, man.
Yeah, Luigi's hot commodity.
Now, Larry, I just found some juicy stuff.
Oh, I love juicy stuff, bro.
I know, and I think you're gonna get a kick on this.
Okay.
This is a post that Rob did right after your shenanigans.
Can't wait. Rob is great. But make it bigger.
Why do some artists say never work for exposure, then do fan art and say they're doing to give the IP owner exposure?
All right, well, hold on. Let me read this again. Why do
I got something to say about this.
I didn't see this, you know what I mean? Because I don't follow Rob. I didn't see this. So why do some artists say never work for exposure, then do fan art? I didn't say that they're say that fan art, and then they say they're doing to give the owner or the IP. He could have worded this a little bit better. Give the IP owner exposure.
Yeah, this post. I saw this before the other one, and this one pissed me off.
So again, I get Niobe fan art all the time. Not all the time, but I get it often enough, right? Sometimes it's just fans who want to draw the character, just really into it. They like drawing, you know what I mean? They don't do it professionally. They just, they're literally fans and they just want to draw and share it with you. You know what I mean? And maybe, a young kid once sent me, like a 10-year-old kid sent me a picture of Niobe, made her day by putting it up on my Facebook page. You know what I mean? So there's people like that. Then you'll have people that will draw your character and send them to you, because they are, maybe semi-professional artists, or they're looking to get into it, and they want to see what you think of their version of your character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens, quite a bit, or sometimes it's just a buddy. Say it's like Tyler, you know what I mean? And he's just like, what, man? I was just sitting at fucking work the other day. I was really bored. I fucking doodled Niobe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I have some Niobe fan art that I drew. Remember, I was practicing with my new markers and I drew really big titties.
Right?
Nothing wrong with that, man.
So fan art happens for a variety of reasons. you know?
Yeah.
Fan art is self-promotion and builds bridges for business contacts. Fan art is still the artist choosing to do something. Fan art gets you noticed. Fan art makes money. Let me tell you guys something. One time I did a fan art comic. I worked 3 or 4 hours on it. I did a 1-page Batman story. I don't own Batman. And I posted on Twitter and I tagged Scott Snyder and he retweeted it.
Oh, nice.
And then he it was like one of those quote retweets, like, "Hey, this is really cool."
I want to ask Nick why, you said you saw this one first, right?
Yeah. So before I even saw this thing about doing this free predatory crap, I saw this first, and it pissed me off.
Why did it piss you off, Nick? What about this, struck a chord here with you, man?
Yeah. So as he's saying, why do some artists not want exposure, then go and do fan art for exposure? Because Spider-Man has a pre-built fan base. People are going to notice you. Batman has a pre-made fan base in it. For 10 years, I did a fan-made Ninja Turtles comic called Ultimate Ninja Turtles, and it got a lot of views. Again, it stayed within a certain circle, and if you know how to market yourself, you'll get outside of those bridges. But you can create networking within that. You can create fans. You can establish connections with people. Like Niobe has strong connections to X-Men, so people that like X-Men will probably find a lot of connections within Niobe and get into that. I mean, there's a lot of familiarity. So even if you drew Niobe, well, let's say Wolverine, man, that's going to be an awesome fan art or awesome cross promotion connection that people that like X-Men, there's so many things right there that's just wrong with that statement. You're not doing fan art for exposure for other people. You're doing it for yourself, but also because it's fan art. You're doing it because you love the thing.
There's a lot of comic creators who have done fan art,
mm-hmm.
and then that's how they get on the map.
Yeah,
Listen, they
fan
go,
art benefits both parties, right?
Yes.
People do fan art for me, right? That's like free promotion. So
Yeah.
not only is it free promotion for me, I can put up a new piece of Niobe art up on my social media, but it's also
markets
got
both
their
people.
name tag to it.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem with these posts is that it's only one-sided benefits. Like it benefits the writer. Heck, they just got free artwork.
Yeah.
Fan art, it helps the IP, it helps you, but then also you're able to like mesh the two. Really quick, guys, we got 2 super chats. First one, massive, both of them, Massive Panda. Thank you so much.
You gotta play
Massive
the
Panda.
video, dude.
Oh hell yeah, I am. No artist says they're giving the IP owner exposure. This is mainstream strawman argument that I hear time and time again. Absolutely. Here we go. First one. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I
that.
love it.
And then we got we artists know Marvel and DC characters don't need exposure from us. We do it for A, fun, or B, to make a few extra bucks
Yep.
at the convention. 100% true.
That's what I felt like at the hospital.
And then we go, Brian Ball, $5. You do fan art for me and you might get paid if it's good art.
It's like Jimmy does.
I totally interrupted you, Larry.
No, that's fine. I should have known the video was coming. That one's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but no, Slick Jimmy does that a lot too. Like sometimes, like he'll get like really nice pieces of Little Girl Lethal, and he's just like, "Fuck, can I buy that from you?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've done it. I bought art from Josh Spencer, so he drew a Vaughnie. I really liked it. I said, "Josh, I really want to own this one." You know, we got a price. He sent it to me. We made it into a print, and then that led to Josh, doing the Niobe reprint Indiegogo cover, and he's going to be doing another Indiegogo cover there when we relaunch Birthright.
So
Well,
see,
and also, sorry,
go for it. No, go for it.
there's reason why when you walk through a convention, you go through Artist Alley, all the artists have fan art pinups that they're selling, and people are buying it. Some of those guys can make thousands of dollars in one day off of fan art.
Oh yeah.
So are they doing it for free exposure? No, a lot of them are doing it to sharpen their skill.
Rob
make an audience.
though will go to his grave because he is very against fan art.
Yeah, I remember the big debate I ran with him and
What?
fucking Mason,
Yeah, that was massive.
right?
That was
Fan art's like a
hilarious.
basic part of our community. It establishes what you can and can't do. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
Here's the thing.
yeah,
So I love Batman, and my goal would be one day to, well, not anymore, but my goal at one point was to draw my own Batman comic. However, if I can't draw Batman, they're not hiring me to draw Batman.
yeah, no.
So you have to draw these characters.
But they still got Tom King to write Batman, so I don't know. You might have a chance, man.
Tyler, I don't like your new setup. Change it. What the? I got my couch right here for reading. I got my video games right there, but my wife took my controllers because I have to work. I have to draw. I got my drawing stuff right here. I got my videos right here. I just don't have that wall, that nice wall. I got Penelope from Black Ops on there. Dude,
Wait till your kid starts coming in there and messing with everything.
Dude, I love trading cards. Dude, it's so fun that you have those trading cards because I've got every campaign I do, I have trading cards. Are those all your Niobe
nice.
trading
Look,
cards?
look at this. The go off subject just for a second here, man. I was going through my box of tchotchkes, and all these are trading cards, and there's more in there, right? And so I'm like, man, it's just like spilling all over the place. So I went to the the dollar store and I bought like a bunch of plastic sleeves. I'm gonna put these things in a binder now. So that's what I've
nice.
been doing while we're talking, right?
Yeah, I'm like seeing you. Well, I'm just waiting for you to just be like, I'm sick of this, and you play a card down and put someone into the Shadow Realm or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh.
fan, guys. Yeah, dude, all my trading cards though, they like this is the demon set, and then in the back they look like that with the stats. But then with Entity, we did the same thing, same format with the stats. So whoever is the massive Draw and Talk, whoever has all 5 of the Draw and Talk things, you're a massive collector. Now, here's some of the. Oh, dude, that's sexy. Is that Lady
Oh,
Death?
cool.
Now, ready for the comments though. The comments in this are bizarre.
Well, you see now this is new territory for me because I don't know nothing about this part at all.
So, Mitch Rogers says because they're hypocrites. The damn.
Damn.
But to also put though, his wording on this is really weird, so it could be misconstrued or misleading in a sense too. Like,
Well, Rob is someone, and just from like the many debates I've seen him have, including the one he had with Mason on Larry's channel, which was
Epic.
it was epic. I mean,
Yes, it was epic.
Mason has like an Obama voice.
He's like the Rock.
Yes, he is so calm and collective. He'll be like, "Well, the thing is, Rob, is that me drawing Goku does a lot more than drawing my own IP." And then Rob be like, "But the law," and go, "You just don't get it, Rob."
I got accused of giving Mason all the easy questions and Rob all the hard questions. That was like an accusation.
The thing is, you like it because it's a huge staple of our community. Is you do fan art. Like you do fan art. Like I want to draw Spider-Man one day. Well, I better be able to draw Spider-Man. So I'm going to do my own Spider-Man fan art. But because they're lying, they're doing fan art to expose themselves and gain profit. I mean, what's wrong with?
They don't want to do free work for you, but they want to do free work for themselves. How hard is that to understand? It's not hypocrisy. That's a business mindset. Walmart's not going to go out and be like, "Man, we should do some marketing for Target today." I mean, let's help them out. Let's give them some free exposure today, guys.
And like it makes this comment. And by the way, guys, like I know I'm showing off Rob's thing. Rob and I have a pretty good relationship. Like we both know we disagree and stuff. I can't say the same about Larry and Rob. But like I went to Rob's show like a couple months ago, and we were like, yeah, we both disagree with each other, but we're cool. But like there's some like is it wrong that an artist is doing fan art to expose themselves and gain profit? Like how dare you,
capitalism.
Nicholas? How dare you try to feed your 5 kids, Nicholas?
Yeah.
He's been
just
chasing
feed
after
yourself.
that for a long time, man. And he every so often, Rob's got a bitch about the fan art, and he gets beat the fuck down.
This is an interesting statement. It says, big facts. I've made many things called dollars at a convention for drawing mainstream characters, but then Rob goes, but last year showed a big flaw. Fan art couldn't be sold, yet original work became king. Was nothing learned from that?
No. If people knew how to market themselves online, they were able to re-strategize and switch that over. There's people that don't go to conventions that still sell megatons amounts of fan art through commissions. You just don't hear about it always. They're not in your circles.
Yeah. And like, okay, the original work became king. Is he just talking about the Indiegogos that did really well? Is he talking about Berserk? Like, is that what he's talking about? Because those are two IPs.
Yeah. And they're by Boom.
Let's see. It's a choice. Like, if you want to draw Spider-Man, there's a built-in fan base of like 10 million people who recognize that character, and if I can draw them uniquely in my style, I can drive them to my page.
Yeah.
Mel, do you tell others, especially new, to never work with other creators for exposure or a team up? No, I look for a way for both of us to mutually benefit financially. I do have a crossover coming up for the use of their character for a book, and I'm giving them 6 pages fully illustrated and lettered for a standalone story. I would never post the art online, but for 2 hours out of my day, I spent drawing Miles Morales and made it into an 11x17 print, and I made $1,200. And then he could only respond in GIFs.
There's a ton of people that do that. And there's a few that got their start off of that, and because they were able to get a fan base behind them, they started actually producing original content. One of the ones that I like to point out is Nicholas Draper Ivory. He's on Instagram, and the guy's huge. He's huge. He was one of the main artists for Nor Caesar, for I'm gonna probably mispronounce it, Xeonagis, and it's going to be getting like an animated series by their independent company here. But he's a phenomenal artist. But he started out with fan art, and then as he got more and more popular, he started doing original work, and it just his fan base bled into that because they loved his art style. He was able to garner people based upon his style.
Yeah, look at cute, sexy robots. She's doing
exactly.
She's doing fan art, or they're doing fan art.
Yeah,
and you're gonna look at it. If it was some random person, I mean, you probably look at it because of the boobies. Now this is one. It says Perry Edwards because it's an easy way to build an audience, but Rob counters both are, so why stop one? And I think that's where it's hard. Like, Larry, how long has it taken you to get Niobe to where it's at right now?
6 years.
And is it where
probably
you
even longer, considering that, I had the idea in my head, like, a couple of years before that and blah, 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 you really want to go from the time she hit my brain to where we are today, pretty much my whole life since I was 16.
is your IP where you want it? Have you hit the ceiling, or do you want it to grow more?
I think that we're just starting. You know what I mean? I don't even think we're off the runway yet. Like,
you're telling me you've been doing this really hardcore for 6 years and you're now just starting? I thought building an IP is easy. An audience around your IP is easy.
I think everyone knows that that's not the case. But no,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we're just starting to. We're not even off the runway yet. We're starting to make our way down the runway, and hopefully we'll catch some air and we'll start to fly. But yeah, we're just starting.
I bought an indie book at a convention because of the fan art on display made me stop and look.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't Dan
Yeah,
Mora
no.
do fan art of the times
Yes.
before drawing DC? That wasn't Dan Mora though. That was
But Dan Mora has done a lot of fan art before
Yeah.
he got hired, and that dude is phenomenal.
gosh, who's the guy? It was Piccolo. The artist Piccolo. He did a bunch of the Cool Teen Time stuff. He did the
Oh yeah,
Icarus and the Sun, but then
Yep.
during Icarus and the Sun, he got hired at DC.
yeah,
But it was all fan art.
yeah. And that's what they say is if you want to get into the big leagues now, you have to be drawing the fan art so that the editor know you can draw their character.
Yeah.
If you want to draw a Wonder Woman book, you have to be drawing Wonder Woman.
Yeah. There was a guy. So we all know Jim Lee. He uses the same two people, Scott Williams to ink, and then he uses Alex Sinclair to color. Well, get this. So there's a guy. His name is Jeremy something, and he's a character. His name is Jeremy, and he loved Alex Sinclair as a colorist. So what he did on his Instagram was he would do is that just Lady? Oh, look at that.
Holy cow, that's nice.
So he would grab anytime Jim Lee would post a black and white, he would color it because his style was Alex Sinclair like. Well, one day, during a really hardcore month at DC, Alex took on too many projects. So who do they grab? Because they know that because they know they need to emulate
Exactly.
Alex Sinclair. They grab Jeremy, and now he works at DC as a
There's
colorist.
some guys that I just hired recently because of their ability to do fan art in a certain style that I was like, that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that can get you hired. I mean, I got 2 guys that I just hired recently that I'm like, that's what I'm looking for. I need that right now for a certain thing I'm doing. So it's why not? Now this whole entire idea of what was the comment again? Something about like doing fan art but doing like exposure for free for someone else. It's like those aren't even the same. Objectively, it's like comparing apples to oranges because maybe that guy doesn't want to work on comics. Maybe he wants to be a cover illustrator for the rest of his life, and you're not going to provide him that same opportunity. Like, can this guy logistically, from a business standpoint, say that he can provide the same opportunities that doing fan art within certain communities could provide him? And I think the answer would be is a straight up no, because they're 2 different paths.
I'll tell you this. I like how Rob took one sort of thing and turned it into something else.
So another thing I want to bring up is something
So
that you said,
I want to know
Larry.
this, Rob. Are you too broke to pay an artist for 8
That's not what I was going to bring up, but so one thing though that you said, Larry, that was interesting is you said that like Rob's pretty like in terms of like it's interesting. There's like a Twitter community, a Facebook community, Facebook groups community. Like comics guys, we're all about like group mindset. We got the Drawn Tuck community Discord link in the chat below, guys. But with like, I'm surprised that you brought up, Larry, that you were surprised that Rob, who's like well known in these Facebook communities, you're surprised that he would ask such a thing.
Yeah, man. Surprised
as the indie advocator.
Yeah, man. You would think with a guy who is out there giving everyone advice all the time and his hot takes, and trying to be a leader in the community, because I'm sure he'll say that he's not trying to be that, but it comes across as he's an expert on a lot of different fields and certainly not afraid to give his opinion on things. It surprises me that you know, he would be trying to solicit work for free, you know, after being so well established. You know, like, again, you know, are you that broke? You can't afford to pay an artist for 8 pages, man. You got to go out there and beg on the internet.
And at the end of the day, by the way, he did say, to be clear, work is wrong unless free work is wrong unless the project is nonprofit. People should at the very least, get books, plain and simple. Thoughts on that final statement?
Is it nonprofit?
Yeah, I mean, like, do they sell it?
I mean, is it going to be on Kickstarter? Someone getting some money?
No,
somewhere?
I don't think they're selling it. I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's like we did a thing.
To be clear, free work is wrong unless the project is non-profit.
I think that statement would hold true if he didn't put the new artist in there. If he just said anyone that's looking for work or wants to do free work, anyone that's looking for free work. I think if he just simply reworded it, took out a few things, not to get all nitpicky here and turn into a Karen, but just to simply readdress it. I think it would calm a lot of seas and put it in a different perspective, because then that last statement would hold true.
Yeah, but like, yeah, so as long as it's nonprofit, but that at that point, as the artist, why wouldn't you just do the thing yourself?
Yeah. There's better ways to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do a webcomic, do something for yourself.
Or even just be like, hey, we're doing it for free, but I can give you like something. Like something. Like something. Like, I really like what you guys did with your guys' like trio cover. Nick, you drew it for free. You didn't have to. And then Larry's like, well, frick. Larry being a good creator, setting the example. Well, I'll pay for the colorist. You didn't have to do that, Larry.
No, I mean, we could have made Nick color it. You know what I mean? But,
that wouldn't have turned out the way that it did, though.
but Nick didn't really want to color it, you know? And at the same time, like, I felt like I owe Nick something for doing it. You know what I mean? And
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so, you know, we're gonna put this all, you know, like, I don't know if someone's got the image handy, but we're gonna put that image on all our next campaigns, and you know, everyone will have a chance to, you know, get them. So it's really cool, and I look forward to doing a little bit more collaboration. In fact, Tyler, you know, remind me at the end of the show. I got a sneak peek at a special cover I'm gonna give just your audience.
I'll do it. I'll pull it up right now because we're gonna close it out when we'll do the shill. We'll shill.
Well, I'm not really trying to shill. I just want to show off this new cover.
Can I show it? I'll show it right here. I got it up.
You have it? All right.
Oh, by the way, okay, before we show this, this actually brings up something I want to talk about is in the comics community, is it good or bad that there is kind of like a, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back?
That's part of life.
Yeah, that's in everything.
Okay.
It depends.
Yeah. Well, could, like, expound.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I think it depends on your boundaries, what you're willing to and what you won't do. I mean, just because maybe because we're at the indie level, you know, we don't always hear about all the horror stories that are in the mainstream, you know. If you're going to work with anybody, even if it's a paid job, you know, you got to vet some of these people. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Just understand what you're getting yourself into. Free work is free work. If you want to start stepping into that, also understand that's what people are going to value you at monetarily, at what they value you at. And this is when I was working in videography. Sometimes when you had a lower price because you just needed the work, you got a lot of people that were willing to take advantage of you. They thought they could just throw you around. The minute you start pricing yourself a lot higher, you might see a lot of doors shut, but people will start respecting you more. The problem is you have to bring the quality then. So it's a two-way street. You can't charge higher unless you have that quality behind you. So there's a lot of things that depend upon that.
No, that's true though.
Look, the art world's a competitive world, man.
This,
you know, I mean, there are a lot of starving artists out there. Let's, you know, just call it what it is. And there's a lot of people that really do want to get into this business. And you know, maybe that is a way in for someone to do some free work. I'm not saying absolutely never do it, period. I'm just saying, man, you know what? You know, if you have anything worthy of merit, you should be paid for it, you know? Yeah.
Well, I think what you're hitting on there is generosity. If you're going to do free work, do it out of kindness, not because someone told you to do it. You're going to go so much further if you're being generous. And I think that's something a lot of us have talked about is instead of pushing drama throughout this community so much. We could benefit more from generosity and uplifting each other more. Us calling this out isn't being mean towards anyone. It's just simply telling young artists what to expect if you jump into this.
Yeah, but to someone's eyes, we're part of the drama. And
yeah, someone's going to say that anyway.
We're feeling
to a certain
tonight.
extent that's fair enough. But I mean, like, then that means we can never ever criticize anyone's post or anything like that. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
And here's the thing. I think what the great thing about this conversation, I think, is that we have hail peeps. Edwin the Ace. Nicholas is a great example of putting kindness first. There you go. That's from Paul.
You just haven't seen my mean side yet.
Ask us 5 kids.
5 kids will turn you mean.
We've in this discussion, we haven't said that it's 100% wrong to do free work. If you want to do free work, go ahead and do free work.
Yeah.
But just know there are consequences with it. I did free work for 2 months. For 2-3 months, I did this book, and then I did one more free work job, and I was like, okay, I hate this. I got to do something. I had no idea. I did a $5 page rate. I had no idea.
You might as well have been just giving for free.
So then I did a couple books. I did one book for $5, and I was like, oh, that took a long time. So then I went, hey, for limited time only, I will do 2 books, $20 page rate, pencil, ink, and color, and I'll letter it. And so you can imagine the amount of people that hopped on that.
Oh yeah.
I got and the lucky thing is I was able to draw fast. So I made a couple $100 really quick, but I mean, was it good quality? Was it my best quality? No. Was I enjoying it? No. And so I kept the more projects I did, the more I'd start upping my page rate. But I got to a point where I upped my page rate and they went, Tyler, the quality that you're offering and that page rate is not matching. And that's when I went, okay, crap. And I had to go back to the drawing board and I had to start figuring my art out again until I got to that point where I could be like, okay, this is what my art looks like now. Here's my page rate. And then they go back. So there is a cap that young artists will see if you're not, let's don't say, obviously we're not going to say rates, but let's just say Larry's not paying me. I'm not charging $5 to do this.
Oh, boom.
That was what you wanted me to show you, right? That's what you wanted me to show, right?
Yeah. And
because I'd be like, no, Tyler, that was just for you.
No, that's not it. No. show the picture before that so they understand what the cover's about. So there's the classic, Superman Gen 13 cover, right? So I contacted CB Zane. I'm like, hey, are you on board for another Niobe cover? He's like, yeah, no, of course. And I'm like, okay, cool. I got this idea. I want to do some cover swipes. You know what I mean? Okay, what do you have in mind? I said, well, and I showed him this image. I said, how about Niobe and Might? And we'll do this cover swipe. So now click over, Tyler. Boom. So we got Niobe and CB Zane's Might, and then Dan O'Vera. Of course, he's going to color that. He's going to make that look, even better. He's going to make that look fantastic. And that will be on Niobe Origins #1.
This looks great. And you know what's
that looks really good.
Well, is this also going to be on Niobe Origins #1?
Sure is, pal.
This looks great.
Yeah. And of course, this is done by Nicholas Mueller right here on the panel.
Yeah.
Colors by Dan O'Vera. And this is another Danger Girl swipe. This is a cover swipe of Danger Girl #1.
Yeah, that was Larry's idea.
Boom. Yeah, there we go.
I got this thing locked and loaded, guys.
So apparently I'm all about paying homage to J. Scott Campbell right now or something. I don't know. But
nothing wrong with that.
Was this J. Scott Campbell? Hold on.
Yeah.
With the other one? Hold on.
Yeah,
the Supergirls.
The Supergirl one was?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. Okay, I can tell. This is early J. Scott Campbell. This is Image J. Scott Campbell.
I have to hunt this book down in the wild for real because I don't own it. You know what I mean?
His faces are his faces are different nowadays.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah.
His noses are a little thinner nowadays. No, this looks great. So
yeah, we're going to do that cover swipe with Niobe and Might, and then we have the cover swipe with Scott the Flock Wilson, of course, with Gooseman and Violet from Demon Hunter Raven, which, Nick, I hear is coming to Kickstarter really, really soon, brother.
It is February 22nd. We're going to be launching all Oh,
guys.
speeding ahead, yeah.
Brian with a $5 super chat, and he even personally, he even messaged me saying, "We have the best cover swipes. Thank you,
He wants
thank
to
you
make
very
sure
much."
he's seen.
I think he wants a freaking fight.
And by the way, I paid for all my work.
How dare you?
I know, right?
How
Yeah,
dare
true
you?
Renaissance man.
So guys, as we're closing out, we got 23 people here. We've had over 20 people here the whole time. Thank you guys so much. We're not ending it yet. Remember to smash that like button. It does help. Or if you say screw you guys, you can hit that thumbs down button. It's okay. But Larry, give us the update on Niobe.
All right. So the long and the short of it is we got 3 pages left to do. Right, to draw them and color them. All the other pages are drawn and colored and in the hands of our letterer, Joel Rodriguez, who is, he's starting the lettering process. He messaged me today. He says, I'm on it. We're going to have this done in a couple of weeks. Once we have the PDF, it gets sent to Comics Wellspring, and then however long it takes for them to send me books. As soon as we get books, we're mailing out. So I would say 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, we're going to start putting books in the mail. And awesome. So we'll, and then, I'll update the Kickstarter really, really soon. And then after that, we're going to do a small Indiegogo campaign for those people over there that want to get the book. And then right after that, we're going to do our big summer campaign, which will be the Niobe Origins #1, if we can get enough done.
Boom. And then this is from Brian. He wants to let everyone know, hey.
Oh, yeah.
We have the best cover swipes.
Well, speaking of Brian, there's also Sailor Rogowski, which Niobe's part of. And I recommend everyone go to Brian's Patreon and get yourself Sailor Rogowski, because Sailor Rogowski is going to be the next hot thing, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I'm honored to be a part of it. So is there's a bunch of other characters like Adobe Krieger's a part of it, man. Tonic is a part of it,
Dude, after the show, because I've got that couch I'm going to be chilling on.
There you go. Oh, you got the trade paperback?
Yeah, my kid was like looking through and I was like, get your face out of that. No, super excited. And then, let's see, hold on. I got your link here. Nick, tell us.
Yeah, so Demon Hunter Raven Chapter 3 is going to be launching on February 22nd. It's going to be, we're moving away from single issues now over to soft cover. So there's going to be like 3 issues contained within this book. It's going to be telling one complete story. And then as well as if you missed past stories, we'll be also containing a collected version of those past stories as well. And then today I just released a new image for a backup story that's going to be included in the deluxe edition called History of the Demon Hunters, where we're going to explore more of the lore and the history and the characters that have preceded us in this thing. But yeah, the story is going to follow Raven as he is now going to come into conflict with the Coven, which is a group of witches that have been kidnapping people across the city for the nefarious reasons. And this will be his real actual first fight, except for against Violet, who is also going to be teaming up with him now. So if you've read the last chapter, you'll know what's up.
Now, question.
You got it.
Well, I got it. It's over there. Holy crap. I pulled out that chapter 1. It was thick. Yeah. I sat down. I was like, sweet, I got 15 minutes. I can bust through this. And I took it out of the sleeve and went, oh, no way I can start this right now and finish it. So does that mean that, dude, that cut, let me pull you up. So
that Matthew Weldon cover. Yeah, that was huge. That's kind of what marketed me forward for that, getting a lot of eyes on this product.
Dude, I freaking love it.
Yeah, no, this is a really cool book, man. Nick's a guy that delivers. There's the proof in the pudding right there.
Right.
Like he said, man, Matthew Weldon, a punchline, man. Great cover. We're lucky enough to have worked with Matthew Weldon as well. He's got a cover for Niobe. But yeah, there it is, guys. Demon Hunter Raven in the Flesh, chapters 1, 2, right? Is that chapters 1 and 2?
It's one. It was 0. Oh, I got 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so does that mean that chapter 4, will that be the next campaign after this one? Will that be a graphic novel as well?
Yeah. So moving forward, now that I've gotten kind of a semi-distribution deal, it's still kind of being inked out and everything, is so I can't afford to do these giant books anymore. I have to kind of break it up so that in store they're going to get the single issues. Kickstarter people are going to get soft cover deluxe editions. That's going to
Nice.
have a bunch of extras in it that people in the store aren't going to be getting. So it's going to tell a complete, really great story all in one. And I heard back from people. I'm kind of crazy and somewhat aloof sometimes, so it's hard for me to always get my ideas comprehensively on page. So Brandon from Brainy Pixel is coming on, and he's going to help write it for me. He's co-writing, and we just had a really great brainstorming session on Wednesday, and we just talked through all the story arcs, the characters, and we're gonna. He's helping me flesh it out better, so it's going to be a much better read than what the last few were. So we're gonna get it. It's just gonna flow so much better. So people that may have felt that it was a little rough to read, we're gonna smooth that out, because that's one of my favorite things is to listen to the people. It's not just chug ahead and be like, you guys are gonna like it, and you're just gonna listen to
You
me.
telling me that writers and artists can work together?
That's true.
Nicholas?
It's true. It's
Shut
hard to
up.
believe. Yeah.
Whatever. So guys, go check this out. Larry's got it. I got the book. Clearly Nick. He freaking delivers. We got a super chat from the Calvary Collective. Make sure you back Demon Hunter Raven Chapter 3, Chefs and Niobe. They'll all be great.
That's right.
Back DHR Chapter 3, and I'll love
Oh
you
yeah, we
forever.
didn't even talk about Chef's Pasta La Vista.
Oh, don't,
baby.
dude.
It's coming up.
You know it's coming up, but real quick, we got to play it.
That's so epic.
I've got a couple more that I'm working on, so that it's not the same 3, but no,
I need super chats. Go subscribe to my channel.
really appreciate it. All right, guys, and then this is it. This is here's the cover for Chef's Culinary Heroes Earth Force Pasta La Vista. It's gonna be available on Kickstarter in frickin' 11 days.
Man,
And
That's soon.
that's yeah. I'm
when are you launching, Nick?
February 22nd, so I'm a week after him.
Yeah,
and then
February,
Scott the Flock
man,
is like
big
2
month.
days later, right?
Yeah, he's on February 24th. Math is not my
And
specialty.
then I got my friend Fatal J, and he's doing February like 19th. So I was gonna have you, Nick, Scott, and my friend Fatal J. We're all
Let's do
we're all gonna be on a stream together, the February stream, and then frick, Larry, you're launching in March.
Well, no, I'm probably not launching in March.
You're launching in April.
Summer.
You're launching in June.
It's gonna take a while to do it. It's gonna be a slightly thicker book. But the thing is I'm gonna be doing that Indiegogo campaign, right? So I got
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So I got to
Yeah.
do the whole Kickstarter delivery. Then I got to run a 30-day Indiegogo. Then I got to deliver that. So, but while we're doing that, we'll be working on the next book. You know what I mean? So depending on how much we can get done and how fast, like I'm already doing covers now. Then after covers, then I'll start hitting Samir with pages. Boom, boom, boom. Just
Mhm.
gradually. You know what I mean?
Now, guys, I only have 37 followers, and Nick has 42. So I want to tie or beat him. So
It's
There
gonna
we
be
go.
tough, man. It's gonna
I
be
know.
tough.
it's you guys. These are gonna. It's a good year for indie comics. Everyone's going hard. Everyone's going hard. Let's see. I left my iPad at work because I color on my lunch breaks. My pages. But guys, I'm really excited for this. Culinary Heroes Earth Force, Pasta La Vista. What happens when an ally that Dairy King thought was dead comes back to Earth, and there is a foe that is stronger than he anticipated? Will he bring back the chef's team, or will Earth be hit with a pasta invasion?
The answer is yes. The pasta does. come.
Pasta invasion, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I wrote the last 20 pages the other week because I redid like 4 different times. The amount of pasta jokes in there is gonna be nuts. There he has them. Look at all that porn.
Yeah, Tyler, Tyler, does none of your characters have a peanut allergy?
Agent P though, she uses the oil from peanuts, and it can turn into nitroglycerine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I learned that's actually possible if you heat it up high enough.
See, you learn something new.
I've learned so much about food. The next book takes place in Canada with Ms. Maple, and I've learned so much about Canada and its problems with maple syrup. You
Like
I
guys,
have
send you
family in
some-
Canada.
I
You
can send you
guys-
some legit stuff if you want.
Larry, you guys had a maple syrup heist that cost your country like $68 million.
That's a comic book in the making. I guess.
So it's not comic book, it's real life. So no, guys, it's gonna be a silly goose time. Yeah, we watched this culinary funny. What John talk? What's the name of the chocolate?
Right?
That was the
That's
funniest thing ever.
microwave.
You mean the black guy? There he is.
and then at that day on February 4th, 2021, Larry and Nicholas witnessed Tyler getting canceled live
Again, really.
again.
It happens every second week. We're kind of used to it now. You know what I mean?
Shh, don't give that story away. No, we won't. It's a good one. So guys, I launched in 11 days. If those of you who know me, you guys know I hate Kickstarter. I hate Indiegogo. I hate crowdfunding. My anxiety is just through the roof.
You're gonna nail it.
I hope so. If not, here's the thing, guys. I had a silly goose time making this book, and I know you will too. And if you need to know, guys, link in the description. There's a free 12-page book, chef's book that you can download and read for free. All right, guys. That didn't get as heated as I thought it was gonna be. Go us.
And I got one last thing though. Sunday the 21st, Tyler Carpenter, guest of honor. Nicholas Mueller invited because his Kickstarter is right around then. And we got special guest Mr. C.B. Zane, Rebel Comics. Going to be a big show on the 21st.
Boom. Where's my camera? I've got two cameras right here. I've got like my nice one that I do my pre-record and my webcam. So guys, be there at Rebel Comics.
That's right.
That day.
Well, be there every Sunday at 10
Every
p.m.
Sunday.
But that Sunday night, man, we're gonna dedicate a lot of time to chefs. We're gonna dedicate a lot of time. Dedicate a lot of time to Demon Hunter Raven 2, and of course we're gonna have our guest of honor, artist extraordinaire CB Zane.
It's gonna be awesome. Tyler's the anime girl screaming, "Notice me, senpai." All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We come out with new videos every single week, and we try to do one or two live shows every single week. So it's been a blast, and you guys have a silly goose weekend. Peace. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, it didn't go out yet. Okay, ready? And peace.
Now.